Good to be home. Get out of these shoes. Message from Carl about the presentation tomorrow. Oh, honestly, do I have to do everything? Apparently, he hasn't had time to add the figures about the Austin project. We went through them today. Hopeless. Jen in accounts was a star and got them to us within an hour. Always efficient, Jen. It's a good person to have on the team. I said to her, Jen, this place would fall apart without you. Carl is a bit of a loose cannon. I tried telling Max when we started the bid, but he just said Carl's contacts would really help. So that was the end of it. I said to him, Max, I agree. There has been some very lucrative deals since Carl came aboard, but he is rather bull in a china shop behaviour. It's raised some eyebrows. There have been some complaints. Just left it there. He seems to have forgotten all the work I did last year, setting up the Italian office, brought in lots of new contracts. Oh, this presentation is so important. I want this promotion. Hell, I deserve this promotion. First, a warm bath, and then I think there is a portion of lasagna in the fridge that I can heat up in the microwave. Oh, that thought kept me going when coming home tonight. So busy at the station, took ages to get through. There was a homeless person at the entrance. I've seen him before. Hunched over, obligatory piece of cardboard leaning up against a worn-out hat. It was so still. I could smell the stale sweat mixed with a metallic edge. I wonder if there's a rule against begging in the station. I wish people wouldn't give them money. It only encourages them. I gave the woman next to me a hard stare when she dropped in some coins. As I walked past, I could see the bottom of his worn-out trainers. An hour delay tonight. I sometimes wonder if the commute is worth it. Train ticket prices are going up again. Ellie from marketing was saying that she would love to get a place of her own, but it is just so convenient living with her parents. I said to her, Ellie, don't give up. It is hard when you're starting out. I never thought I would own my own place, but I've owned my flat for 6 years now. I can't believe it's been that long. I feel like I am so close to getting where I want to be. The presentation, it went well, I think. Max was smiling at the end, which is a good sign. I did have to cover for Carl. He'd used some data from 3 years ago that really didn't fit, but well, I managed to change the slide and distract them while I got it back on track. Not that he realised. He put his arm around me as I was leaving the office, a smarmy smile plastered all over his face. We're a cracking team, aren't we? Great pitch we put together, don't you think? Ooh. I pressed the button for the lift, said nothing. Can't be certain, but I think I felt his hand brush my leg before I turned and headed to Max's office. Have a look at this list of things I need to do tomorrow. Saw the homeless man again tonight. As I walked past, I tried to get my eyes to the floor, avoid his gaze, but I looked up at the last moment. His voice was hoarse, devoid of emotion as he said, "Spare any change." I had to get out of there. The station was really crowded tonight. I found myself starting to push. I felt like I couldn't breathe. People moved to the side, turning to see what the problem was. Felt like I was drowning. Suddenly the crowd surged forward and I fell. My bags and my mobile phone, they went skidding across the floor. As people dissipated, a couple helped me up and I said to them, I'm fine, I just want to get my things. The man held my elbow to steady me. I have to admit, I was grateful. I think I would have just crumpled to the ground. The woman offered me some water, and as I handed the bottle back to her, I saw the homeless man pushing my bags across the floor towards us. He tried to pick them up for me, but the man who was helping me, he just turned and he started shouting at him to get back. Our eyes met. And he held my gaze, just for a moment. His piercing stare was direct, it was unflinching. I saw the man he was. Before he became homeless, the promising confidence, the ability to put people at their ease. I took a deep breath, ready to thank him. But then someone was shouting and my bags were being handed to me. I was ushered towards a bench to sit down. I mean, I assured the couple I was fine. You know, thank you for helping me. I'm okay now, really. I just stayed there. I wasn't sure what to do next. I looked over to where he was. I wanted to go over, give him some money. I felt frozen to the seat. Then I looked down at my bags. And I realised I had his piece of cardboard. It must have been caught up with my stuff. I looked at the writing. Blue felt tip in a childish hand. Then I looked through my bag for my phone and I realised it wasn't there. I wondered if somebody had stolen it in the commotion. I'd have dropped it. A dread crept over me when I imagined the hours I would have to spend sorting out a new one. As I looked up, I saw the homeless man walking towards me. He has a slight limp and his clothes hang loosely on him. And I realised he's carrying something in his hand. It looked like my phone. As he got closer, he held it out towards me, leaning towards me slightly to show he wanted to give it back. I stood up and I held out his sign. I found myself smiling. And slowly, he smiled back. We did an awkward swap, and then I asked him, "Can I buy you a coffee?"